Book 101 is all about the books that I've read for the last 40 years. And today I have my special guest. She's the CEO and founder of Fliplock, no other than Miss Anna Reger. Welcome to Book 101, Miss Anna, and can you please introduce more about yourself?
Yes, I'm Anna Reger, and I am from Houston, Texas. I'm a mom of six children, and I created Flipmod because we had a need for our kids to be safer in schools.
Indeed, Miss Anna Reger. Thank you so much for sharing your knowledge to the world and keeping safe our children in the school. So today, let's talk about Woman on Top, an entrepreneur's journey. What inspired you to write, or what inspired you to be a woman on top as an entrepreneur today?
Well, I think my life journey was a little different than most, right? I grew up in a very impoverished part of Houston, Texas, and I was the oldest of six. My father was blind, and we didn't have a lot, right? We were very poor. And so I left home when I was 14, moved out, and started my life of really taking care of myself. I took care of special needs kids in a foster home for many, many years, and the foster mother really mentored me to get back to school, and so I did later in life. And being an entrepreneur wasn't something that I was going to do, right? I was going to be a nurse, and I was going to take care of special needs kids, and that was my path, at least so I thought. End up going back to college, end up in the university, and took some entrepreneur classes, and the rest is history. I fell in love with it. I fell in love with doing things my way, figuring things out. Of course, there's a lot of pressure that comes with that, but I also have my now husband, who is a serial entrepreneur also, who helped encourage and guide me along the way. And I think that's important as a entrepreneur, to find somebody that can really support you or guide you or just mentor you. And as a woman, as you know, it's a little more difficult sometimes getting out, especially in the safety lock industry that I'm in. Sometimes people don't want to listen to you, but I think that you just have to stand firm in your belief, and you have to believe in yourself first and be your biggest cheerleader, and then you can accomplish anything that you put your mind to.
Can you share a defining moment from your entrepreneurial journey that shaped your story?
Yeah, for Fliplock, and let's just talk about Fliplock for example. For Fliplock, I was in my office working on some other business, and I got an alert that there was a lockdown situation in our area. And I have five other kids that are older. My youngest was in elementary. My other ones were already out of school, elementary or high school at least. And I had never thought about our kids being safe in school. And so when I got that alert, I realized, like, wow, I don't know what my youngest daughter is supposed to do in this situation. And so that's when I got home and I talked to her about what she does. And she said she ran in the classroom with the teacher. She gets against the door with her friends. Her teacher locks the door. Her teacher turns off the light. That's great. Can you lock the door? No. Do you know if the door is locked? No, mommy, I don't. What do you do if your teacher's not with you? And that was the moment. She had no answer, and I was scared. I said, "Oh my gosh, we have to do something, right? We have to create something. There has to be a solution out there," really was my first thought. So, of course, I started researching and trying to figure out what exactly was out there that was easy for my daughter to use during an emergency duress situation, that didn't require her to move desk or anything heavy, because she was small. She was in elementary, and it wouldn't have been reasonable for her to have to do that and have to think about that, right? So that's when I created Fliplock for schools.
Great invention. Miss Anna, we salute you for doing that. What challenges did you face specifically as a woman entrepreneur?
Well, it's really hard to get people to listen to, especially in security at the beginning, But I think one of the big challenges I faced was just being confident, going for my dream, and really just having this unshakable belief in my mission, which I believe this is my mission, to save lives in schools, to keep teachers in schools, to keep our kids safe. And so I think really the biggest obstacle I could say in the beginning would have been myself, would have been the insecurities of I got to get out and I got to talk to people and I got to get uncomfortable because I have a big mission and I need to get in front of a camera, which was not something that I was used to, right? My other businesses, I was behind the scenes very much so. And so I think that as a woman, we put a lot of pressure on ourselves to be perfect. But the truth is when you have a bigger mission, nothing else matters. Nothing else matters.
Totally agree with you, Miss Anna. All matters is you as a woman entrepreneur. How do you define success today compared to when you first started?
Well, success is a multi-level word, right? So for me, success was being, a high school dropout, going back to college, getting a degree, getting 2 degrees actually in science when I had no high school education, and then now looking, in the change. I want to be the change that I want to see. So for me, success is not just seeing a problem, but also being the person that's coming in with the solution. I don't like to complain about an issue if I don't take action, and it becomes your responsibility. So for me, success in the future will be, and God forbid we'll ever have to have this situation, but it'll be the day that somebody calls me and tells me their baby got to go home because of my invention.
Yes, totally agree. Miss Anna, what mindset shift were most critical for you on your path to the top?
I think it's just having the mind shift was really big because the main thing that people don't realize is that you don't have all the answers at the beginning. You have to figure that out. So the truth is you have to get over the fear and you just have to go for it. And you'll figure it out along the way. You can't plan, you can't make it perfect. Oh, I need to get perfect speaking skills. I need to do. Listen, you get out there, you do it, and I promise you won't make the same mistake twice. Yes, you might make a few mistakes along the way, but that's how you learn and that's how you grow. Nothing can hold you back more than yourself.
Very well said, Miss Anna. Beautifully articulated. Yes, people don't afraid to commit failure and mistake. You will learn from them. Were there moments when you doubted yourself?
Well, I don't think that when I was younger in my business career, absolutely in my business career I did. But then as I've gotten older and I've been through many businesses, I've also become very solid in my core about what I say and what I believe in and who I am, and I stand very firmly in anything that I put myself to, put my mind to. I really just have this unshakable belief in whatever it is that I've set my mind on. And right now, my mind is set on making schools safer.
So, Miss Anna, how important were mentors or role models in your journey?
It's absolutely important. I have, like I said, my husband, my biggest supporter, my biggest mentor. I have a coach. She's amazing. I have a group of women. And I think this is important as a woman to really align yourself with women that want to empower each other. They don't have an ounce of jealousy. They just want to support you and they absolutely cheer you on. You should not be with people that don't want to encourage you to continue to be successful, and at the same time you don't want to be around people that are going to hinder your growth. You want people that are going to help propel you to your best self, and in that you do the same for them, which means we create a world of synergy where everybody is growing and lifting each other up.
Yes, indeed. What role does resilience play in entrepreneurship, especially for women?
Oh my, you have to have a lot of resilience and you have to be willing to listen to. I mean, I got a lot of no's, a lot of pushback. Oh my gosh. And it's difficult, yes, it's painful, but the truth is you learn from those mistakes, you learn from those things, and maybe they're not mistakes. You learn from the no. Every no I got, I made sure to turn that no into a yes. When I first made flip lock, I didn't have an unlocking mechanism. Anna, you have to have that for school. So I went to my husband because he was the one that helped me bring the actual device to life. It was his invention in his brain, right? We talked about it, and then one morning it came to him. And so I just, you have to make sure that you stick to what you believe in and you continue to do that.
Miss Anna, what are some common myths about women entrepreneurs that you hope to dispel through your story?
That women can't do it, or that women only have certain roles in the world. I think those are common myths, but the truth is women have come a long way. There are so many powerful women now that are paving the way for other women. And I think one of the biggest myths is that other women don't want to support other women. That is so not true. I think that the problem there is that women don't actually take the time to get to know each other. You see surface level and you don't get deeper. When you get to the deep human level of another woman, another person, you get to know them in a way that's not about the facade of whatever it is that you see. And what you see is what you interpret as, compared to your experiences in life. And that sometimes is not fair, right? Because people may see me, how I dress, what I look like now, all these things, but they don't realize, I mean, I've come a long way, right? It took me years to get where I'm today. Nothing's easy. And most women, I think that they just don't have the confidence in themselves to be able to go out and do it. And I think that if women could learn one thing from me, it would be like, be your biggest cheerleader. Get out there, go for it, and do it today, not tomorrow.
What advice would you give to a young woman who are hesitant to start their own business?
I would recommend that, of course, starting a business is, it's, you got to have a lot of resilience. Like I said, you have to be able to fund that. But I think the most important piece of advice I would give is to say, find somebody that's in business that you trust, that you can use, or find a mentor. Mentors are invaluable when you're growing and building yourself up. There's so many other business people that would love to help you. You just have to ask.
Yes, people, if you need help, please ask for help. How do you stay motivated during times of failure or slow progress?
Well, it's that, like I said, again, it's an unshakable belief in my mission. For me, Flip Lock is going to save lives. And if I save one life, that's worth everything that I've gone through, every, tear, every stress, every no, every obstacle I've faced, because in my mind, it's one day you may send somebody's child home that may not have been able to do that if you would not continue on with your mission and get discouraged, because there's a lot of easy ways to say, I don't want to do this. It's too much. It's a lot of pressure. But it's also the opposite when you think of stay focused on your mission and don't let anything take you off of your mission.
Try and try and try until you succeed, people. And consistency is one of the key ingredients to success. Miss Anna, what would be your short term and long term goals as the CEO and founder of FlipLock?
Well, my long-term goals are to have Flip Lock School Lock in every school across the United States, residences and homes and offices and buildings. But my long-term goal is not just with Flip Lock, but it's to standardize active threat drills across the United States. Right now, they're all different, and it's much like a fire drill. We know what to do when there's a fire, but it's absolutely chaos when it comes to active threat situations. And I think we can do better in our country because we need that now.
Good luck to your goal, Miss Anna, and thank you so much for your advice. Can you talk about a breakthrough moment where everything changed for you?
Yes, I spoke to it was a fire marshal, and they were not going to approve my lock. And so she told me if I could make it meet codes for fire, because it was another no that I got to go into a different state. And she said, if
Mhm.
you make it meet codes for fire, I will write you a letter. And they came in and they kept, for a year, I had to work on this product and invest in this. This is a big investment when you go into molds and all the things that go in the back end that people don't see. And that was a big defining moment when we finally made the product that we knew would meet fire codes and get that letter, which was invaluable. And now I have letters from people all over the country.
Congratulations for the success of Flip Flop. Miss Anna, looking forward for more and more success for this product that you introduce to the world. What skills do you believe are essential for women who want to rise to leadership positions?
I think you need to be very open to, you have to be able to, in order to lead, you have to be able to train people. And in order to train people, you have to be willing to allow them to make mistakes. If you are not able to let them make mistakes, and not big giant mistakes, but in a mistake, for me as an owner, a leader, founder of the company, I have to be willing to let my team make choices on their own, empower them to make their choices, and also back them up when things don't work out because they made a choice that probably wasn't exactly the best. But don't be where they're afraid to make a decision and then they can't move without you. Everything is stuck if you're not there, because there's no way for you to grow a business if you do not empower your team.
How do you handle criticism or negativity, especially in male dominated industries?
Well, the truth is I don't read comments on my social media. That's somebody else's job. Because it really does, it hurts, because you're on a mission and you think so. I think that's a number one thing for people. Don't listen to everybody. There's a old adage, you can't please all the people all the time. So the people that you're meant to be, that are meant to be in your tribe and are meant to be in your world, they will be there supporting you. And everybody else, I don't know why they're even there putting their negative comment. They should just stay home and stay off your page. But they don't, and they don't have anything else to do. So don't let those people bring you down. I feel like they're a bucket of crabs trying to pull you back down with them, because they obviously have nothing else to do but criticize you and your work that you're brave enough, bold enough to go for.
Don't care what people say about you, people. Let it go. What impact do you hope Women on Top will have on aspiring entrepreneurs?
What impact? I'm sorry, what was the question again?
Yes, what impact do you hope Women on Top will have on an aspiring entrepreneurs?
I hope that women on top will actually have other women see that they can actually do anything. They can go for their dreams. I don't want you to just dream and vision board and all that. No, you have to take action. So I think women on top are women that get up. I do, if there's something that I don't want to do and it's really like something I'm dreading to do, I write it down for first thing in the morning on my calendar. I time block it out and I make sure I get that done first, and it's not hanging over me the whole day. So I think having women that take action and women that see other women taking action will encourage the next generation of women to continue to take action and go for their dreams and really make them happen.
Certainly. How important is community and support in the entrepreneurial world?
It's so important because it's a lonely world when you're at the top of your business and you're by yourself and you're building it, because there's not a lot of people that are in that world that you can bounce ideas off of. Now when you have other groups of women or men, there's also great men that support women. Don't underestimate that, because a lot of men do want to support women. There are a lot of fathers to a lot of girls who really want their girls to be successful, and in those situations they are the men that you can reach out for support. So I think having a community of people is vital for anybody, because it's always phone a friend, right? If I'm going on Good Morning America May 8th and I'm like, okay, I need to phone a friend. What who can I text this to, right? Who can I talk to
Yes.
about this? And I think that's super important. It's also a confidence booster because you have somebody that's encouraging you and supporting you.
We support you, Miss Anna, and all women entrepreneur all over the world. So, as a CEO and founder of Fliplock, can you recommend a book that empowers you journey on the top?
Well, I think there's a few, but one of them, I know it's going to sound cliche. Well, there's actually two, but one is, I used it years ago, The Secret and and Magic. And the reason I say those two is because The Secret is really not a secret, right? If you really believe and you put your mission out there and you make it happen, you can manifest things. But in magic, it's not really magic either. It's really being grateful for something each day, taking one thing and saying, I'm absolutely grateful for being alive. I'm grateful that I can walk. I'm grateful that I'm here today. I'm talking to you. There's so many little things that we just overlook that are really reasons to be grateful. And showing gratitude, I think, gives out this energy into the universe where you give and you receive. And I believe in that. I believe that you should absolutely be grateful for every little opportunity, whether you think it's little or it's big. It's a big deal for somebody that's not in your position that wishes they could do that. Simply having a bed at home. I mean, there's so many things to be grateful for.
Count your blessings before you complain, people, because there's a lot of blessings out there that we think it's not there. We always complaining. So, Miss Anna, before we wrap up our discussion, I'm inviting you to please do listen to one of my audiobooks, people. Audiobooks. And for sure, my Book 101 Review, Volume 1, highly recommended. Book 101 Review, Volume 2, selected. And Book 101 Review, Volume 3, suggestions. And one of my self help books, Life is Too Short, a journey of discovery, fulfillment, and joy. Stand tall, stand together, breaking the chains of bullying and threads of existence, weaving the tapestry of life. And my climate change book, Earth Fever, Unraveling Climate, and Our Race to Restore Balance. Available on Audible and one of the bestsellers. So, Miss Anna, before we wrap up of these questions, what next for you after Woman on Top? Any new projects or goals you're excited about?
Yes, we're working on some other projects right now, but really, truthfully, the goals I'm excited about is taking Fliplock into an international market in the future. Right now, I just really want to focus on the United States and making our schools safe, but I do believe that Fliplock will be an international brand soon.
Totally agree. Miss Anna Fliflock is in a national brand. Make it well known to the world. So, can you please invite our listeners to support your Fliflock?
Yes, please go to my Instagram, social media, Fliplock official, or flok.com. Thank you.
Yes, people, let's support Miss Anna Reger because if you support her, more and more and more flip-flop to come. So, Miss Anna, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
More to come, people. See you soon.